Hello, this is Portal Games, and we can start. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ian from Portal Games, and we have once again a ton of updates from our offices. The two games that are now very important for us, Age of Galaxy and Race to Berlin. So I will discuss these updates, and then I will have a story for you, and probably you already saw it on the title of the video. Bruno Faidutti, Neuroshima hacks story from 2007, but the story at the end, now the updates and the rest of the news. So let's start with Age of Galaxy. Last week I told you that at this point we keep Age of Galaxy in China because we are afraid of tariffs. In the end we decided that this week it makes no sense to wait. Like this is not any strategy, not any winning strategy to just keep the product in China, miss Gen Con, miss the release, miss all the marketing plan prepared for the game, and we will risk these 145% tariffs. So at this very point this week we are scheduling shipping the game to America, as we were doing, of course, also investigations, discussing with the customs, discussing with the shipping companies, etc, etc. There is a chance that if during the shipment, that will take a couple of weeks, if the tariffs change and go lower, when we finally reach customs in America, we will pay the lower. This is what we were told. If this is true, I don't know. At this point, for all of you to understand the mathematics, it would be awesome if Donald Trump is watching right now to learn some about that. For instance, if we paid for the print run of the game, for instance, $50,000, we paid $50,000 to the manufacturer, then we paid like $10,000 to ship everything to America, and then at the customs, before we get the game, before we are able to sell the game, we will have to pay 145% of this basic invoice. So we have to pay $50,000 for production of the game, and then $75,000 additional to have this product in our warehouse and then hopefully sell the game. So two very important information for our customers, for our fans, for our loyal friends. First of all, for sure the game will change MSRP. At this point we don't want to announce it yet because we don't know what will be the final custom fee, final tariff when the game reaches the port. So I don't want to send you now a message that the game is changing the price from $40 to whatever new price, because it may change once again. So I don't want to make a more chaos that already is. So once again, it was planned, it was scheduled to cost $40, 39 to be precise, and then we will see what will be the final price when we pay the tariff. So this is one information. And the other information, I don't want to sound dramatic, but please consider it very seriously. We need your help to improve our cash flow. Like as once again, more or less $50,000 in China, and then I need now another $75,000 in cash to pay for the tariffs in a couple of weeks. So if any of you want to support us, help us, we have created today a special code in our web store. The code is cashflow. It's as simple and as straightforward as it can be. If you buy any of our products at our web store, you can buy Detective, you can buy Robinson, you can go Brazil, or you can buy playing mat to Robinson Crusoe, like whatever, any item that you want to get from our web store, use the code cashflow and you will get 25% off from the order, and it will help us a lot in these upcoming weeks to raise this money to pay the tariff. So once again, if you planned to buy any of our games, if you had something on a wish list, if you plan to buy the game but you never had a chance, it is your chance to go to our web store, portalgames.us.com, portalgamesus.com, and purchase anything, whatever you want. As I said, even our evergreens like Detective Robinson, maybe Book of Adventures, amazing expansion for Robinson Crusoe, maybe some of our older titles to help us with old stock like Brazil or Deadful Circus, whatever. Use cash flow as your discount code and as your message that this is you supporting us, that is you supporting our message every time you use the cash flow code. I know that this is you on buying the product just to help us raise the money for the tariffs. So this is I don't want to sound dramatic. I'm not saying that we are in trouble. We will survive. With your help or without your help, we will somehow survive. But your help will help us a lot in this situation. So it is not a dramatic. But please go to web store and buy something. We need this cash in upcoming weeks to pay the tariffs. So this is what's happening with Age of Galaxy. That being said, I confirm we will have the game at Gen Con. We will have the release at Gen Con. We will have it released at August during the summertime. We have no clue what will be the MSRP of the game, but we know that we will have the game. I made a call. We are shipping to America with all the consequences that may happen. So this is one thing. The other thing is Race to Berlin. Race to Berlin. The campaign ends next week. We have 8 or 9 days to finish the campaign. It goes very, very slow because we respect the American backers and we don't charge them for the game, because we have no clue what will be the MSRP of the game, because we have no clue what will be the final tariffs when the game is produced in a couple of months. So we don't want to get your money and then tell you, oh, surprise, you need to add additional $50 because of the tariff. So because we are not charging American players, the campaign of course is going very, very slow. We have around $100 from America. We appreciate you, thank you for supporting the campaign, but all those backers just backed $1, so we have $100 from all the American market. So thanks to all the players and backers from Poland, thanks to all the players and backers from Germany and France and Spain and other parts of the world, we appreciate you. This is them making the whole campaign trying to be successful. This is Europe and Poland and rest of the world trying to push this campaign to the final result. We appreciate you a lot. We are at 80% of the funding goal. I don't know if we will make it. I hope we will make it, but in these circumstances without American pledges, it's really, really difficult. So if you were considering backing a Race to Berlin, please do it. We also need your support. A link to the campaign below in the comments, so you can find it. A lot of information on the page. We have a rulebook, we have a photos, we have GIFs presenting the game. There's my video talking about how the game works. We have reviewers talking about the game. A lot of information. It's a great game about the logistics of the war. You are having logistics blocks. You have your action cubes, not much of the fighting, a lot of planning and sending resources to different various areas. So this is updates. Age of Galaxy will be at Gen Con with all the stupid consequences from the tariffs. We have a special code for you, cash flow. Use it in our web store to support us and help us raise money for the tariffs. And for the Race to Berlin, thanks to all the backers who are supporting us, thanks to all the players from America who pledged $1, thanks to all the players from Europe who pledged €40, and we have a couple of last days to finish the campaign. Hopefully make it successful, although it is very, very difficult in these circumstances. These were all bad news, all the Slavic news, all the asking me for help to our loyal fans and friends. And now let's talk about the stories and crazy times from the past of the Portal games. As you know, this year we are celebrating 20 years of Neuroshima Hex. We are releasing a brand new edition of the game. We are doing lots of the events and special projects for the game. And one of them is talking about the history of the game. So this is the first edition, as you know. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago. This is famous pizza box of Neuroshima Hex, and today I'm talking about how Bruno Faidutti played Neuroshima Hex. So this is 2007, many years ago, and I knew back then, and to be honest I have no clue how I learned about this, but somehow I learned that Bruno Faidutti back then had a wife from Poland. She was a Polish girl. And due to the fact he was visiting Poland quite often to visit her family, and she wanted to be with her parents, etc., etc. So he was quite often in Poland. And from his blog, from Bruno's Faidutti blog, I learned that he is coming to Poland for the summer for a couple of days, and I just sent him an email. I just find email contact information on his blog, on his website, and I said, hello, I'm Ignacy, I'm a young publisher from Poland. We are going to the Essen for the first time in our history, and we have a new game, and would you like to meet us and play this game? That would be honor and pleasure. And Bruno Faidutti didn't delay the email, didn't kept it in the spam folder. He responded, sure, we can meet. And we meet in the summer in the city of Wrocław. This is a beautiful city. If you're ever visiting Poland, go to Wrocław. It's beautiful, beautiful city, the headquarters of Awaken Realms, by the way. And we met in one of the restaurants in the downtown of Wrocław, and we presented the Neuroshima hex to Bruno Faidutti. He played with us. He loved the game. We presented him also the other game that was never published by Portal Games, but it was very interesting prototype, so we were very proud of it as well. But he played Neuroshima hex, he loved it, and after he came back to home, after he came back to the France, he wrote a post about the Neuroshima hex, that this is this new young publisher, these crazy guys from Poland, and they have a very unique board game, and they are going to debut at Essen, so everybody should put attention. And this one blog post made a huge difference. I'm always saying, and I will be saying this over and over and over again, in the foundation of Portal Games International, in the foundations of the Portal Games English, there is a very solid, very important stone that is put by Bruno Faidutti. Without his blog post, without his raving review of Neuroshima hex, nobody would heard about us, nobody knew about us. But due to this blog post, due to this his review, many people visited our small booth at Essen, bought the game, tried the game, and this is how it all starts. So once again, I said to Bruno many times, and I'm saying it once again today, thank you, Bruno, for being the ambassador of this young Ignacy and his small company, and you made a huge difference for us back then. And this is how it all started, with this one review on the blog of Bruno Faidutti, and then other people learned about the game, and there was new stories, etc., etc. I will talk about this in a couple of weeks again, what was next, but first was the first edition of Neuroshima hex in Poland, Pizza Box edition, and then there was Bruno Faidutti visiting Poland and meeting with this crazy dude in the downtown of the Wrocław. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy stories from the past. I hope you enjoy me complaining about Mr. Trump. By the way, FAQ section. Oh, guys, I would almost forget. Maciej was already thinking that this is the end. This is not the end. I'm not wrapping it up. We have comments from the fans, and I read them, and I was prepared, and I haven't printed them. And I'm back with your comments. Jonathan is back with the comments. I'm very much looking forward to that high five and sharing cookies with you again soon. Very important note to John. I think he knows it, but it's important to make it very, very clear. We are not sharing cookies. You share cookies with me. I'm not sharing cookies with you and about us. I'm a cookie monster. I don't share cookies. And on a serious note, on a plus side, I can make the same vote in 2028 since he's already served twice. I heard different rumors. I don't know how much of the new stuff I'm interested in, but I will take another look at printing present Bohemians to see if I can support you guys through those games. Stay strong, my friend. Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate that. And once again, everyone who wants to support Portal Games in these very, very difficult times, use the cash flow code in our web store, and this is your message to me that you're supporting me, and this is me giving you 25 off from any purchase at our web store. We stay strong together. This is how it works. When will be the next Neuroshima hex digital army? Really loving the app. This is a very important question, and I'm happy to answer it very transparently and very openly as always. The previous army that we put in the app is selling very, very slow, and at this point it has not reached yet the cost of the coding. Of course, we all know that the coding is very expensive these days, and I think it always was very, very expensive. So to code one army of Neuroshima hex, we have to pay a lot of money, and then we need to sell this army to earn money to code the new army. So we have it in plans. We want to put new armies, and this is our long time plan. But I cannot start coding new army if the other one is still in red. That means it didn't earn enough money. So there will be a new army, but you guys need to convince other players to buy these new armies. Mindy says, congrats on race to Berlin, hope it eventually gets to the US at some point. Yes, I hope so, but at this point it is impossible. Whenever the world becomes sane again, absolutely, fingers crossed. We are buying fewer games these days, being more selective. Portal games are always high on our consideration list. I'm glad your company is doing well in its market outside the US, and I continue to pray for those publishers whose main markets are here. Thank you for becoming communicative and staying positive. Thank you once again. And I'm saying it very, very openly over and over again. Our Portal Games USA is not in a great shape because of the tariffs, because I have to pay now 145% of the invoice of Age of Galaxy, and I need to raise money for that. But at least I have a secondary business here in Poland that is doing pretty awesome. For all companies that are only located in America, this is the grimmest time ever, and I really feel sorry for them. Huge drawings. Eric is our long-time friend. You met Eric last year. He was in this vlog when he was visiting Poland, and we were going together to Essen. He was helping us at Essen. Of course, he's helping us at Gen Con for many years. Very, very close of the company, my very, very close friend. Amazing person. He says, have you seen fake Portal games in the market in the past? Can you talk about this problem and how it affected you or those you know? So no, there was not such a case that I saw counterfeit copies of Portal games. You need, guys, to understand these illegal copies, these copies printed without realities, without any illegally, let's say it that way, are only for the most common, most popular games. So of course there are counterfeit copies of Catan, there are counterfeit copies of Ticket to Ride, there are counterfeit copies of Codenames. I'm not on this shelf. Like, I'm a small publisher, I make very complex games that not selling super awesome. There is no need to counterfeit my copies. I'm not that popular, so no. And if you are discussing tariffs, because this is what was discussion, if tariffs were supposed to protect the market from the counterfeit copies, this is a super dumb idea, obviously, because if I produce this game for 10 bucks, I'm making up this number. So if I'm producing this game for 10 bucks, then at the customs I will have to pay additional 14 bucks of the customs. If this is illegal counterfeit copy, because Chinese criminals are screwing me, and they will have on the invoice $1, so at the customs they will pay $1.50. So these tariffs are even harder to fight counterfeit copies, because these counterfeit copies have fake invoices, low invoices, and they will pay less taxes when importing to America. So these tariffs are making fighting counterfeit copies even harder. This is basic mathematics. It's really hard to be illegal, and it is no big deal to be illegal and just show on the invoice that the game will cost $2, pay $1 of the tariffs and move on, and the legal publisher is in deep trouble. So no, I have not seen any counterfeit copies of our games, and I don't think that tariffs are protecting me. They're doing absolutely opposite. Ignac's short choice. I don't remember what I was wearing last time. I guess it was awesome. I can actually see it on the video. Dennis says, thanks Ignacy, too bad Race to Berlin has no solo. No, the game has no solo and will not have a solo. This is pure two-player game. This is a bluff game. It uses fog of war rules. That means that I'm seeing my tokens, but I'm not seeing what is on your tokens, so I have to bluff. I need to outsmart you. You cannot outsmart yourself doing a bluff game with yourself. So no, this is pure two-player game. Adam said thank you Adam as well. And this is, dear much, end of the vlog, and now we can wrap it up. Thank you for watching, thank you for being awesome, thank you for being our loyal fans. Once again, if you want to help us raise money for the tariffs for Age of Galaxy, please go to portalgamesus.com, buy anything, once again, either evergreens, either some older titles, either some goodies. Use the code CASHFLOW and you will get 25% off. But this, I think, is much more important that you will not get 25% off, you will help me, and this is most important in this transaction. So for all of you who will use this code, this is a message from you that you support us. I appreciate you, and talk to you next week with new news from the tariffs world. Take care, bye bye.